Welcome back. Joining me in the studio today is Kim William Gordon. Kim owns a consultancy that assists small businesses with growth. He's also an adjunct professor here at Lindenwood University. Kim, what can you tell me about the startups in St. Charles right now?
Well, before we answer that question, let's just talk about startups in general. There's a significant difference between entrepreneurial and startups. We can get into that in a second. But the entrepreneurial market, as we look forward for the next 10, 15, and 20 years, is explosive. We live in an entrepreneurial age. New ideas, new processes, new inventions are just crawling out of the woodwork. Additionally, we are also looking at an economy that seems to be more collaborative than competitive. So when you marry those two, the entrepreneurial marketplace and the collaborative economy, you really end up with an incubation arena that is very conducive to people with great ideas starting great companies. To answer your question, here in St. Charles, there is a growing movement and evidence of the recent installation of the OPO, the Post Office Entrepreneurial Startup building down on Main Street, is an exciting addition to the community as people begin to really dream stuff up that we've never seen before. It's fun.
Awesome. So is OPO the only place that people can go to spread their ideas?
Well, in the community, the immediate community, but there's dozens in the St. Louis region. There are things like the Missouri Venture Forum, which I would recommend anybody that is really wanting to get an entrepreneurial idea off the ground. At some point, you're going to need some money. So you really need to get adept at portraying what your idea is to the investment community, because I think the unfortunate myth is it's two people in a garage that can build an Apple or build a Microsoft. That's true after a certain amount of time, though. You need people that are going to help you build an international company, and that's where investors come in.
So in the St. Charles area, we have OPO. Are there any other things or organizations people should join while they have their ideas?
Across the board, if you're not a member of the American Marketing Association, I would become one. I would become a member of different organizations within your discipline. And by that I mean, for example, I'm working with a small startup that's looking at specifically data visualization, which is in the computational space. So I've encouraged them to go be members of the the Association of Computing Machinery, and then become a member of their CGRAPH, their special interest group component. So an entrepreneur means that you've got a great idea, but in order to turn that entrepreneurial idea into a small business, you need to become a subject matter expert of the topic of which you're trying to create this idea, this service, this product, whatever it may be, to make sure that you're matching a product idea, service idea to a marketing need. And there's no better way to do that than to go talk to a lot of people.
And do you see that St. Charles has been very receptive to entrepreneurial startups?
St. Charles is an interesting town. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of resources here. So I'll go back to my conceptual leap from an entrepreneurial idea to a small business. Once you make that leap, then you really need to start wrapping yourself around with what some people think are the tedious business components. But you need legal advice, you need financial advice, you need banking advice, and there are a lot of those resources here in St. Charles. There's a lot of people teed up that are ready and willing and able to help take an idea from fruition into something that actually has some teeth.
Awesome. It sounds like there's definitely a lot of opportunities in St. Charles and the surrounding areas to get started in an entrepreneurial aspect. And thank you for being here to share your viewpoints and things.
You bet.
Coming up next on the special edition of LUTV News, see how one shop on Main Street is taking an old school approach to everyday favorites.